Mass, thanks for coming on.
I'm excited.
We just had like a pre-podcast.
Yeah, we did.
The podcast before the
that's
podcast.
why we kept saying stop talking.
Yeah, man. So welcome to the show. Usually how we start is we ask what your name is.
Oh, I know. I watched it.
There you go. So
I did my research.
You know the drill.
So I'm Massimo Grisafi. I have one beautiful son that is my world. And what I do is a lot of different stuff, but most thing, I'm a business consultant, so I help a lot of businesses that need help with anywhere from building their timeline, building their businesses up, getting ROIs or hitting certain goals. And then I also own a marketing company, Insert Marketing. And it's exciting, man, but I'm busy all the time.
I bet.
That's for sure.
Tell me more, man. Like, how did you start? I know you started in the clubbing era of...
yeah. I mean, my story is, it's a long one with a lot of things in place. I don't want to bore everybody with it for too long, but, I started when I was 16 years old. I started in all ages. There was an event company called UT Events that I got brought into and kind of built it up. And we did our first event at Lucid, which was the old Circa. And I remember it was like probably one of the first or second clubs that I ever been to. And it was my event with them. We did it all together as one team. But we did 5,000 people. Wow. And it was crazy. And it was the biggest event that it was when really at the time, Mickey was doing his thing with 4D.
That was a crazy era.
And, Mickey was killing it
Originator,
at the time,
man.
right? So we kind of came in and became like, it was like a head-to-head versus the two. They were doing their thing. We were doing ours. We were more like the Genos back then and all of that. He had a mix of that too. Yeah. But, we went head-to-head, and it was exciting. It was an exciting era. And that was like when things were really popping. And then, with the all ages, I was doing my thing with it, but it was like my thing, but not so much. What I really dove out of that was I went into 19 plus, and Ralph Matty from ZRF.
Yeah, BPM Festival.
Yeah, he was a partner on UT Events. He was a partner on UT Events. So people didn't really know that. So he once took me out when I was 18 years old, and he took me to a bunch of clubs. And we were walking the Richmond and Peter area, and I walked into Lot 332, walked into, District and all these different places. And he showed me like, this is what they are. This is this, this is that, this is this. Brought me to Century, which he owned at the time. And then he brought me into Boudot, and Boudot was completely dead. It was like 12:30, 12:45. And he goes, Mass. He goes, yeah. He goes, I'm like, holy shit, this place sucks. This place is empty. I mean, that's what I said to him. I'm like, this place is terrible. Who the hell is promoting here? And he goes, this is actually my party. And I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah. He's like, but bro, I have the club. Like, he had a lot going on. He just overextended himself. So I said to him, like, give me the Saturday. And back then, you didn't become a promoter. It's not how it worked. You worked under somebody else, and you didn't really start your own thing. It was very hard. Like, this.
Yeah, totally.
You were there before me. Like, it was not easy. There's guys who did it, but it wasn't easy. You either worked under somebody or under somebody's wing or anything along those lines. So to give a young kid who was 18, I wasn't even 19, sorry to Boudot's liquor license, but I was not 19 yet. And he was like, I'm not going to give it to you. And I'm like, just give me one shot with it. So sure enough, he gave me the one shot. He said, you have 2 weeks. So in this place was 800 person capacity. And within 2 weeks, I remember the first night I got there early at 10 o'clock in my dress shirt and pants and all excited, trying to be cool. And it was like 10:30 or 11 o'clock, and there was nobody in line. There was nobody in the venue. I was stressing. I was sweating. I was like all of that. And sure enough, I got a call from a bunch of friends. And this is where a lot of my friends pulled up. Because what I did back in the day, which was really successful for me, especially with clubs, is I didn't go out and know a bunch of people. I knew one person from each specific friend group.
Cool.
And then I would focus on that one person as being very close with, and that person would be my go-to to organize their friends and bring more people. And then I would give them a bottle or give them drink tickets or give them free cover.
Cool.
So when I had to do a party, I didn't have to call 1,000 people. I had to call like 20, 30 of them, and then it would spread. So that's what I did back in the day. That was my trick and my secret. So I started getting calls from all of my buddies. They were really close friends of mine that I spent a lot of time with. And, my first was my buddy, Matt Anga. He calls me. He's like, hey, I have a surprise for you. I'm like, what is it? He's like, we used that link for you. And this is the time nobody was doing it. Because we got school buses. And we filled it with kids from Woodbridge. And I'm like, okay, how many? He's like, I have 2. He said, but there's another 2 behind me. And there's another 2 behind me. I'm like, who brought the other ones? oh, my buddy Dominic Martino, he brought one. And then there was another guy, like, I don't even remember, bro. It was just, it ended up being that what happened, which was the crazy part is like lot 332 at the time was dominating.
Yeah.
Nobody was touching lot.
Except on Wednesday, and there was a battle between Minaj
I'm not
and
talking
Lot
about, I'm talking
332.
about like on the weekends.
Totally.
Like this is a Saturday night.
Fair
Like
enough.
Saturday night lot was the place, right? So all of a sudden, like 11:30 comes, I was stressing. They're calling me and I'm like, no, there's no way. Sure enough, bro, I'm not joking. 15 buses showed up all at once. I counted.
Wild.
All on Peter Street, taking it from the front of Peter Street all the way to the back, letting them all out. The line rammed all the way through to Bordeaux's entrance, all the way into lots.
Crazy.
It was the first time it's ever been done. It was nuts.
That's sick.
I slammed the club. It was amazing. It was a good party. Everything was happy. And, you know, that was kind of the birth of everything. And then we took over the Saturdays and we ran that Saturday for 3 years with 700 capacity, really busy. And it was like, it's still considered like one of the best things. And it started because the place was terrible. Like there was a hole in the top from the front, from the top wall, going all the way down. Water used to fall on the DJ. Like it was a shithole. But we made it successful. We were doing 700 people for a really long time. And that was the birth of what I was doing. And we were doing there for a long time. And then I eventually went to Ralph and I said, listen, like, I kind of need to venture off on my own because I was under the ZRF brand. I said, you know, the $150 a week for doing 700 people is just not enough.
Wild, man.
Wild, bro. I said, this isn't enough for me. I need to do my own thing. And, you know, I need your blessing because you brought me into this. I want to be okay. And he said, sure enough, go ahead and do it. And I said, you know, and eventually I'm going to want Liberty Grand New Year's because the New Year's at Liberty Grand was another thing, right? Like he used to give me $10 per ticket that I sold and I would sell physical hand to hand close to 1,000 tickets.
Wild too, man.
So like we would do 1,000 tickets physical and I'd be making $10 per head, but I had to give other people their commissions too.
Yeah.
So realistically, there wasn't enough money for me. So when I went there, it was a big deal with Ralph because he had the Liberty Grand before me. He started that party with Nick DiDonato and all those guys. And then it transitioned into me where I took it over for the next 10 years. And now I think there's Dom or that other kid who's doing it now.
Yeah.
But they didn't do like the counts. Like we were doing 5,000 there, right? So anyways, long story short, that was the birth of what it was. And that's how Line Productions got created, which was my first promotion company. And it progressed and progressed. And then it progressed into, you know, me working at Inc. And I was the marketing I wasn't the marketing director, but I was in a sense. I was too young to be the marketing director because I was 21.
Cool.
But I was making all the calls with Charles and Talal and Jamil and everybody that was there. And when I went there, we had 5 venues. By the time I left, I think we added another 9, and we added Veld as well, and all the other stuff that was in there. I'm not taking credit for it, you know, Charles Talal, don't get mad, but I'm saying like I was involved in that. I was the marketing team, right? So,
Amazing.
you know, Charles was Charles and Talal was all the talent and Jamil was all the security and there's Oren Bristow was all the operations and it progressed, bro. But there was so many highlights in between that I'm kind of skipping through.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
How did you meet Joe Ghost? How did that relationship start?
Oh, so Joe's a fun one. Like I managed Joe from the start of his career, to be honest. And I managed a few guys. I had, even during that time, I had a management company called I Am.
I remember that.
Yeah,
That's
International
crazy.
Artist Management. Yeah, so I had that. So I had Four Corners, the Raptors DJs. I had DJ Toasty or Mike Toast or whatever they call him.
Oh yeah, I remember
At the
him too.
time Mike was a childhood friend, so that kind of progressed to it. But Joe, what happened with Joe was, and what's crazy about it is that Joe's a perfectionist. And I love guys who are perfectionists who want to make things perfect. Cool. And I really respected what he was doing. And I still remember the first time that Joe played house music. I was working Circa on Saturdays. And I was dealing with Peter Gation, who Peter Gation obviously is the legendary Peter Gation from all of the New York scene and, you know, what he did over there. And good or bad, whatever, it doesn't matter. But Peter Gation was a legend. And I was working under Craig Pettigrew at the time. And Craig had the Saturdays. And Peter comes to me. He's like, listen, I don't know what's happening this weekend. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, Craig's away. Darren's away. Everybody's, Nitin's away. The entire team's away. Everybody just decided to go away because it was like Miami Music Week or something like that. Everybody decided to leave. I don't know what to do. I said, okay, let me talk to Craig because I was very respectful of the older guys. I always respected their things. I didn't step on their toes. I didn't go over them. I said, Craig, I'm going to pitch this to Peter. Are you okay with it for me to take over that one night of Circa? Circa was doing around 2,000 people a night. Greg goes, okay, that's fine, but just, you're not in charge. You could just have the one night. I said, okay, relax, bro. I'm not going to do anything. So I took it. So I remember I met with everybody. I said, listen, I want one DJ in the room upstairs, which is the hip hop room. Who wants it? Mike goes, you know what? I want my opportunity there. And Kirk, Four Corners, goes, I want it too. So I said, this is what we're going to do. I said, you guys go back to back. We're going to do the first ever back to back between you guys, which would be really cool. So Four Corners and Mike Toast went back to back in the room and they demolished it. The other room, I put a bunch of like up and coming DJs, which a lot of people didn't do, which was the Sky Vodka room, which was originally the room that we had every Saturday, because we had our own room to do our own party in. But I put them in there. I put some upcoming DJs in there. And then Joe says, I want to play house. And at the time, Joe was playing reggae.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So Joe has like, I can play house. It's not a problem. And I've heard Joe play house, but for him to headline a set was a big deal.
Cool.
So Joe, sure enough, went in there, headlined a house set, and absolutely murdered the place and became, I think he was already Joe Ghost. I don't know, but he became the Joe Ghost we know. That was, for me, my moment. I don't know for him or when it was or anything along the lines, but that was that big defining moment when he headlined Circa. And what was crazy about that night, too, is like I think we did, Lime Productions did 32 tables, and I think our guest list was hovering at 3,000 people. Like we slammed the fucking place. Like we did 5,000 people. It was like the first time. And then I remember Peter was like, oh, I want you to take over. I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Not getting involved in this. You guys figure it out. But that night we went against a huge DJ at Government. So what happened was, this is the whole story of the whole backstory, even though the Ink guys would never admit it. I went against them with local DJs and I did 5,000 people. Charles had a huge DJ at Government and they did good, but they're like, how did these guys do what it was? And that's when my name went into circulation at Ink.
Amazing.
Who is this kid? Right? Because like, why would they hire a 21-year-old to be in their marketing department?
Yeah. The new kid on the block.
I was the new kid on the block. But yeah, that was the birth of Joe. And that's what's beautiful about Joe. And I managed Joe and we toured the world and we did a lot of exciting collaborations with Hardwell and, we did some stuff with Tiësto and Steve Aoki and, Joe killed it. He killed it. He did his thing. And now he's my partner in my marketing company.
Oh, get out. I didn't know that,
Yeah,
man.
he's my partner in my marketing. He's my best friend.
Oh,
I was the best man at his wedding. He was the best man at mine. Our kids are besties. Like, we have an amazing relationship.
What more do you want than that, dude?
Can never want anything more. Our kids are 6 months apart from each other. I mean, it's the best.
It's so crazy because like me on the outside looking in and seeing your relationship build, it's kind of like everybody at that time had somebody, Hammer had Danny D, and you guys had each other. And to see that you guys are still obviously connected and building different memories, pretty cool,
crazy, man. Yeah, like it's crazy. Like I said, the marketing company, we do our thing with it. We have a great relationship. We never fight. We just know each other. He knows that I'm the like really aggressive one. He's the more level-headed one. So the yin and the yang really work. Like a lot of people ask, how the hell are you guys friends? Because Joe's really like, I don't want to say like he's mellow, like he's collected. Yeah. Well, I'm very like aggressive. But the two of those things get what both of us want. Amazing. Right? Like there's times that I need to chill out. Yeah. And there's times that Joe needs to be a little bit more aggressive. But the combination of the two really make us powerhouses, and really, honestly, a lot of the things that we do, we're really successful at them because it's the combo of us too.
Good for you.
Yeah,
That's
I love
sick.
it. I love it.
Man, I don't even want to leave the topic of this because it's just so much, man. Do you ever remember MC Slick Poria?
Yes.
It's all ages news, man. I tried to get this guy on
What happened to that guy?
My friend Ana Maria Garcia, I tried to get him on the podcast. He's apparently has a restaurant. He's married with kids. He's doing his own thing, helping his wife.
MC Slick. I haven't heard that guy's name in a long time.
He's like, for me, one of the originators.
He is 1,000%. He is.
You know what I mean? He did Paparazzi.
Yeah.
And he did way more than that. But I love that guy.
Yeah, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah, man. I always think about him all the time, and I feel like one day we got to come out with like a Toronto documentary or something, man.
Honestly,
I think it'd be really sick.
It'd be sick. I've talked even to a friend of mine about like, what if we wrote a book?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, if my wife sees that book, like, like I'm done.
You gotta do a different version.
There's so much, like, there's so much, man, and there's so much shit that like I can't just talk about.
Totally, man. Yeah, there's so many people before us who like built it. I remember there was like Dynamite Promotions, Penthouse Promotions. it was a good time for me. At least it reminds me
100%.
of my.
Look at Adnan.
Yeah. And even Manish, man, like he had a big part of.
Yeah,
like,
Mickey. Listen, Mickey did great, man. Mickey is still doing his thing, and he did great, and he was good. Mickey was a partner on a few big shows that we did together.
And EFS, were you guys together?
No, I was never. He was never in EFS, and neither was I. But we were partners on we did a few of the Halloweens together. Like I brought him into Liberty Grands with me. He did a few of the Liberty Grands with me. He brought me into Monsters Ball, which was a big event that he did.
Yeah.
We had a good correlation that was happening. We were doing a lot of stuff together. I don't know, and here's what's crazy is I don't know what happened with us that we lost that correlation. But it's not like we have beef. I seen him recently and it was all good. But I don't know what happened to us and why we stopped working together, but we stopped working together. But at the time, it was just like 4D versus UT was in the all ages. When we were getting into 19 plus, it was me versus him.
Got it.
It really was. Not to take away from all these other guys. Nick Regina, great guy, does great work, but he was a little bit younger and he was doing the metros and all those other things. But when it came, it was Wet Bar versus This Is London.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
This is London.
Those were the two head to head against each other. And then when he did Aria, it was Aria versus Product, and he kind of won that one. But we were 1-to-1 with each other, right? Then I had Cube, and then it was Cube versus this. It was just always one tit for tat.
Yeah,
and we did our thing, you know what I mean? But Mickey kind of went a different route, right? Mickey went into the ownership route and bought some clubs and did what he had to do with that. That wasn't for me. I had a little bit of a taste of owning a nightclub, which was same. I hated it, didn't want to do it. And it's why I moved away from all the stuff, I moved away from everything nightclub related.
So did you move away before you had kids?
So, everybody seems to think that I left, because when I left the club scene, I was at the top. You know what I mean? Mickey had moved into that ownership role. I was still doing events and shows and doing the marketing stuff. And I was partners with Live Nation on a bunch of shows. I was doing shows with Live Nation. I was doing concerts for 20,000 people. We did Disclosure. And then, even with Embrace, I was a partner at the first Electric Island. I was in that realm. When I left the scene, wasn't because, a lot of guys, they just get older and they need to get out. I left the scene because it took a toll on me mentally. And I started when I was 16. I was 32 years old, 33 years old. I met this girl, and this girl kind of said to me, if you want to do this, it's cool. I respect it, but it's just not for me. And I knew I wanted something more. I knew I wanted to be the guy who wakes up with his kid in the morning, who, does all the coaching and everything with that. That's who I wanted to be, but I didn't know how to be it because this is all I knew.
Fair enough.
So it was a really tough transition. It was almost like a detox of drugs. I'm not even joking. Where I just said, I'm done and I'm not going out anymore. And I stopped going out, but I still had my hands in shit. And I did that for about 2 years, where I still had Line Productions and there's kids running it for me, and I was giving them the majority of the money and they were doing their thing with it, but I was completely out. And I did that because I wanted the family. I wanted the marriage. I wanted all of these things that were in front of me. And for me, I would never change that anyway in the world. So a lot of people say, I had a guy come up to me why didn't you do what, Mickey did with the clubs? And why didn't you do what, somebody else did where, they're doing this and that and they're all front facing. What are you up to? I'm to be honest, not to be rude, but I'm making great money. Yeah. I'm doing whatever the hell I want. I'm helping people grow their businesses, which is incredible. I don't really need to deal with the bullshit of, am I going to make rent or not? It's not my problem.
Coming home at 4 a.m.
Coming home at 4 a.m. or any of this shit. I get to help businesses. They pay me a shit ton of money and I'm happy. Yeah. Tomorrow I got skating with my kid at 9 a.m. I'm happy. I get to go do that. Yeah. My kid did his first sleepover yesterday at my sister-in-law's house. He's waiting for me when he gets home because he said he misses me. So after I'm done this, it's a Friday. I'm going to stop and pick up a toy and hang out with my kid at 3 o'clock.
What more do you want?
That's what I'm saying.
That's
so
awesome.
That's me winning. And that's what I wanted.
Good for
and
you.
Everybody has their own answer. And everybody has their things. And I'm not talking shit about anybody, whatever they do. But for me, that was my version of winning. That was my version of being happy. And that was my utopia. My time with my kid is more important to me than anything in the entire world. And it's why I was bugging you to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I love the message that you do. I love what it is. I love everything about that. I think that's, there's a whole thing on women empowerment, and I'm not putting that down. It's great. But people are really forgetting what dads are nowadays.
Totally.
Like my dad, not to talk bad, my dad is my dad. It is what he is, but he's an old school Italian guy,
Yeah.
Kind of went to work and did his thing, and, he was great with it. He's not doing what I'm doing with my son.
We're like a next generation, man. Different
Another
level, dude.
Yeah.
Different league.
And that's what it is. That's what dads are nowadays. Yeah. And we got to celebrate that. Like, 100%. You know what I mean? Like my kid, like my wife would go to work. She was working 3 days a week, 4 days a week after my kid was 3 months old.
Yeah.
So I was watching my son all the way through the night.
Yeah.
Giving him the bottle, changing the diapers, doing what it is. My dad never did that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And like I said, I'm not talking bad about it. I'm not even talking bad about the dads that don't do that, because every family has their own dynamic.
Totally.
But that was me.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. And that's why, like, my kid, you ask him who his favorite person is, he'll say first Austin Matthews, Insanity, like and then me. And then me. He's in love with Austin Matthews.
Has he met Austin Matthews?
I've been trying to arrange it, man.
Let's set it up. Let's get it going. Austin Matthews,
I'll send you a video.
Watching this,
dude, I'll send you a video after this. It's hilarious, where I actually took him to a game.
And he wasn't there.
He was injured. Yeah. He got injured. My kid had a meltdown.
Yeah.
He's obsessed. And that was going to be the time where he actually met him, because I knew somebody from MLSC. So he was going to do the fist bump. And then if they won, they were going to try to get him into the room to say hi to him.
All right.
And it didn't happen. My kid was very heartbroken.
Let's put it in the air. Let's try to get it going now.
I hope so, man.
All right.
I hope so, man. I'm putting it out there. Like, I think that's the one thing that I'll drop any kind of money for, is just for him to meet him.
We'll get it for free, man. Don't worry. We'll get it. We'll get it.
Perfect.
We're because it's funny. April 26th, we're doing a family skate at the Performance Center, the Ford Performance Center, where they practice.
Oh, yeah.
So bring your kids.
Please.
Bring your kid, bring your wife.
Yeah.
And
I'd love to.
It'll be sick, man. But I think a lot of our audience are athletes, man.
Yeah.
So it's not that hard.
I would love to,
I think
man.
we can try
like,
to set
my
it up.
kid is the kid who has a hockey stick in his hand at all times, and he wears an Austin Matthews jersey every day and sleeps with an Austin Matthews plushie. So, like, most kids that are 3 years old, you ask them, like, who do you love more? And you're like, who do you love more, mommy or daddy? He goes, mommy and daddy. Okay, who do you love more, Austin Matthews or daddy? Austin Matthews. Like, who do you love more, mommy or Austin Matthews? Austin Matthews. Like, he's obsessed with them. Like, he does the national anthem. Like, it's crazy.
Cool, man.
He loves the guy.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Is he a future hockey player, you think?
Listen, I hope so.
Yeah.
I want him to be. I love hockey. I want him to be. But my kid is really good at soccer.
Oh, cool.
Like, incredibly good at soccer. So we'll see where he lands.
Sweet.
He's like really good at soccer. He's playing with like 5-year-olds right now,
Oh,
6-year-olds.
good for him.
Yeah.
How old's your son?
He's 3.
3, and he had his first sleepover
Yesterday.
How did that make you feel?
It was with his cousin, so he was good. So I got the 411 on the way here. He FaceTimed me. He said he loved it, but he wants to go home now.
Yeah.
But he's really attached to my wife. Like, he wakes up in the middle of the night and wants my wife. So this was like a good transition for her and a good transition for him. And it was good. He loved it.
Besides like your family and let's just say like people like Joe and stuff like that, would your son be able to like have sleepovers?
Yeah, of course. No, my kid could go. I'm different than my wife. My wife doesn't want to.
Yeah.
My wife kind of wants him and I get it. Like, it's her little baby.
Yeah.
I'm more like, let him do it because it's important, right? Like, I'm trying to raise like somebody who's independent and, strong and going to do his thing, right? So even though he's only 3, but it's important for me, that sort of stuff.
So did you guys do anything yesterday? Like, did it feel surreal?
No, I had hockey.
Okay.
So I went to hockey. It was a playoff game. We won, which was great.
Awesome.
And then I came home and me and her just watched the movie and that's it.
It's crazy.
She was like, oh, we could have did something. I'm like, well, I didn't know.
Yeah.
We could have planned it, but she knows better that I don't miss hockey for anybody.
So what does what does your normal day-to-day look like? Like, who's doing bedtime? Who's cooking lunch? Who's cooking dinner?
Like, work-wise, I have a very interesting work schedule.
Okay.
So Mondays are like my reporting day.
Okay.
So I'm usually like doing reporting all day and working with that and kind of fielding like individual meetings here and there. But that's my Monday. And then, 4 or 5 o'clock comes, it's either me or her cooks and we do our thing. One of us picks them up at 3 o'clock at Montessori and that's kind of our day. And then we just chill out. And then Monday night I have soccer.
Okay.
I'm a goalie.
Oh, sweet.
So I play goalie in soccer. And then Tuesdays I'm at 44, which was a nightclub in Toronto.
I saw.
So I do all of their consulting, marketing, branding. I deal with everything for them. Like, I'm literally involved in the sponsorship. I'm involved in their marketing plans. lead generation, promoters, promoter payouts, DJ bookings, show bookings. Like I have an offer on Central C right now. Like there's a lot of things that I do for them. So my Tuesdays I do stuff for all my clients on all my days, but my Tuesdays are more dedicated to them. We have a meeting, we do our thing, and that's my Tuesdays. Depending on the time that I get home, I'll either pick him up from school and take him home with me, or he'll go to my mother-in-law's for an hour, and then I take him home because my wife works on Tuesdays.
Sweet.
So then, because she's a dance teacher.
Oh, cool.
Then Wednesdays, I'm at Le Jardin, which is a banquet hall in Vaughan.
I remember those days.
Dude, it's been around for 40 years.
Wow.
So it's been around for 40 years. It's the Parentellas are owners. They have a new partner that's involved over there as well. He does super well. But they were doing their thing, man. They do well. It's a great hall. I was at the doctor's house before, and I kind of plateaued what I could do over there. So now I'm at Le Jardin. Le Jardin's an exciting project because it's big.
Cool.
And they do like 1,000 events a year. And they pretty much what they wanted is they wanted somebody to come in, streamline, scale, and then hit certain quotas.
Okay.
So, if they were doing $1 last year, they want to do $2 this year. I come in and I help them fix that. So I built their entire website. I built their entire CRM. I built their entire journey. I trained their staff how to, do their tours, and I rebuilt the entire process. And now it's monitoring month to month and making sure that it's in pace. And we've been in pace the last 3 months for our new goal, which is great.
Good for you.
I'm pumped, man. I'm excited. So that's where I am on Wednesdays. And then again, I come home and, hopefully home by 3-4 o'clock. I pick up Adriano. We go home, we have dinner, we do our thing. And I don't do anything on Wednesdays, which is great. Thursdays, I'm at Peak Human.
Okay.
Peak Human is a private healthcare doctor that's focuses on longevity medicine. He's probably one of the most brilliant people I've ever been around in my entire life when it comes to medicine. Yeah. It's a lot about preventative medicine. It's longevity medicine. And what I mean by that is like people go to the doctor because they're sick. And that's the wrong way to do things. You're supposed to go to the doctor on a regular or do things on a regular to maintain your health. So Peak Human has a lot of things when it comes to supplements and comes into service types, and it's membership based. It's community.
Cool.
And it's also great to have a doctor at your disposal at any time,
100%.
which is what the members get. So with him, he has so much going on in so many different businesses, from Peak Human to Peak Canine to hyperbaric chambers to M-Sculpt machines to you name it. He has he has a rehab clinic in the back. Like there's a lot going on there that he needed more people involved to help him.
Sure.
So we went in there, and I brought Joe in with me on the consulting side. We went in there and we restructured the framework of the way the business works. Yeah. Cleaned up where it was, streamlined everything, brought in new POSs, new processes, new systems in place, worked on new staff with them to get them in line. And now we're scaling.
Cool.
And we're scaling and we're doing really well with them.
How many employees do you have?
Depends on what. My consulting is just me.
I see.
And I have 2 assistants.
And then marketing?
My marketing company, we have 7 people that work in the company.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you feel pressure having that many employees?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I don't, as well as listen, the employees at Le Jardin are not my staff, but you feel like they are.
Got it.
Right? Like, let's say, I'm not saying they're in this position, but let's say they were in the position that I needed to do that extra $1.
Yep.
If I don't do that $1, people are going to lose their jobs.
Okay.
They're not in that position, but if they were, you have that pressure.
Fair enough.
And with the way that the economy is right now and the decline that I'm seeing at like 40%, there's that much more pressure right now. So it's scary out there, man, straight up.
Yeah. Trust me.
It is scary. This is the scariest I've ever seen, like, the world, to be honest.
So what change it? Like, what do you do that's different than other people do?
I'm result based.
Okay.
That's why people like working with me, because I don't care about the fluff. I don't care about even the credit. Yeah. I don't care about, this got this many views or this didn't. It's how much did it bring? Cool. So if we put something out, if we do something, there has to be a purpose behind it. If I'm spending $1 on something, I look at that $1 and did it make 2? Okay. Did it make 3? Did it make 4? So businesses love the fact that I'm just result based, and I trim fat from things that I don't want to do. And I'll trim fat from things that I believe don't bring any value.
I really like that.
Yeah.
That gives me like old school vibes, like my dad.
Yeah.
It's like, if it doesn't make sense business wise,
Don't do it.
Exactly.
And like, that's the thing. Like, listen, there's a million things like PR. PR is really one of those things that are tough to really gauge that ROI on.
Yeah.
Because you can't do, like, you know, for Dr. Goyle, for an example, like he went on a massive TV show, right? I can't quantify that it brought in X amount of sales. I can't.
Yeah.
I could quantify the views and put something on that, but to a certain extent, like there's a lot of views. There's a lot of people that are dumb scrolling nowadays, dumb listening.
Yeah.
So it's it's hard to put quantify on it, but you have to put some sort of
Sure.
quantification on that. But I don't value that as much as me running an ad or me running along those lines. Like the doctor's business, like, you know what I mean? Like we run ads for them and we work with a company that does it. They're killing it.
Yeah.
Like I'm making 9 times my return on me working with them on just the supplements that we run. And we've created a supplement business to be its own business now.
Cool.
That is probably in line with everything else that he's doing now in terms of profits.
Yeah.
So the point I'm bringing up is like, I'm about quantified stuff and I don't care. So that's why a lot of businesses like working with me, because I don't come in there and say, oh, I'm going to bring this influencer and this influencer is going to get 1 million people to see your thing. Like, okay, there's a value there, but what is it?
And yeah.
It's not that value. Because the minute I have that conversation with that influencer, and I have this all the time, and a lot of even consultants, I've noticed with a lot of consultants, they come in and they say, okay, I'm going to come in and I'm going to scale your business and I'm going to bring you, you know, $1 million in sales because I've done it in the past and I've done this, I've done that. And then reply back to them and say, okay, would you take an equity share? What do you mean? Take a rev share with me. If you could scale me $1 million, I'll give you 50%. Watch how much they struggle.
It's funny because I asked Andrew Schultz the other day.
Yeah.
Because he's a dad. He's got a new Netflix thing. And I'm like...
Buddy, that Netflix episode is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. But
it's so good and it's different because I feel like he told a story more than... I was concentrating on the story more than the comedy.
God, bro.
And it's so relatable. But
me too.
I messaged him after I saw it. I'm like, would you guys do like equity partnership and stuff? Whatever. We'll see if he says something. But
do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But see, that's what changes the ball game of where I'm at. When it comes to people, it's like, ask those questions.
Yeah.
Even the influencers, when you're working with the influencers, be like, I'll give you a promo code.
Yeah.
So you could give 20% off to everybody who signs up your promo code, plus I'll pay you 10%. And then you can work with companies that build those back ends.
Yeah.
See what happens. Let's see how strong your platform is. Let's see how strong your stuff is. Bring me the ROI. I'll give you more. And they all struggle.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
From firsthand, like we did all influencer marketing last year. I spent like
big money.
$15K.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, man, it did jack shit.
That's what I'm saying.
I will say the best advice I could give anybody is the ones that worked was like people who were local, like Sean Desmond.
Yeah.
And that I should have just stuck with that.
Yeah.
Another one, Kevin Pillar, worked. We were like the 8th slide on the Anaheim Angels like Instagram post. But other than those two, man.
But you had my boys, the Backstreet Boys, were
yeah, Nick Carter.
It's huge.
Can I tell you? Did not spike anything. Did not spike
Really?
website traffic. Did not spike sales. Did not spike anything.
Wow.
Which obviously solidifies what you're saying. People are blind listening, blind watching,
They
blind
are.
swiping. I saw somebody
They
the other
are.
day saying like, I hate people who like they ghost. They look at my stuff and they're just not liking it. Half the time, people are not concentrating on you. They're not even concentrating on the. It's just subconsciously just swiping.
Straight out.
So,
but that's what it is.
Exactly.
So I don't care about that shit. I care about specific stuff. Like if you have a podcast, and this is what I love about your podcast, it's driven to one thing.
Yeah.
It's not just us talking shit. Like we're actually there's a purpose here. We're talking about dads. We're talking about this. Talking about the amazing brand you created. We're talking about what I do. There's a purpose here, and excuse me, someone's going to listen to that and get involved in it and give a shit about it. And this podcast, maybe you don't get the same views as Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Well, you don't, but
yeah, of course not.
But the thing is like the people who are listening here want to be here.
Yeah.
There's so many people that listen to Joe Rogan's probably a bad example, but
sure.
These other podcasts, they're probably got more views, but nobody's listening.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So that's what's important. It's that listening part.
I'm having like hard time getting brands to like sponsor us, like even like getting water. I wanted a water company to like hook us up with water.
Nobody's got money right now.
Man, it's such a struggle.
Nobody's got money right now.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
It's bad out there, man. It's across the board. It's bad out there. Like it's just nobody has money. Like you have to be, I tell everybody, you just need a little bit of patience right now.
Yeah.
People don't know how to navigate the new stuff.
Totally.
Everything's full. I have a grocery store client, okay? They're huge. 4 locations. Grocery stores saw a spike in sales because people are going out less, all that stuff. But it's not reflective of their profits.
Yeah.
Because their cost of goods went up and they could only raise it so much.
For sure.
So like Like that steak, if it was $10 before, now it's 20. You know what I mean? You could only charge so much. I can't charge you 17 because it's just not justified. I can only charge you 15, which brings down my margin on it.
Totally.
Then you layer in, which our boy Trudeau did with the higher, and my boy Trudeau, I mean, as a complete, just so everybody knows, like I'm chirping him, but you know, he raised the minimum wage. He raised all these things. That affects those businesses.
100%.
Raised insurance, raised all this stuff, the carbon tax, all this stuff. So now, okay, I'm doing more volume. There's a problem there.
No profit.
Like, and it's a big thing. The profits aren't there. And a lot of the nightclubs are seeing that as well right now. Nightclubs are still doing what they're doing. Like a lot of places, they haven't dropped the numbers.
Yeah.
The spends are down.
I don't even know what's out these days. What even?
There's a lot of clubs. There's a lot of places doing their thing. Like, you know, there's Century. There's 44, obviously, that I think is the leader. There's a bunch of different ones in the area, and they're doing their thing. But the problem is that if you have a dead club, it's actually a lot easier to manage and navigate than what's happening right now.
Interesting.
Because you're seeing a 40% decrease, right? But you're doing the same numbers to the door, which means that you can't cut security, you can't cut staff, you can't cut anything. You're still paying your promoters and all your marketing, top thing, because they're still doing their job technically.
Yeah.
The spend is down.
Yeah.
So it is a really bad time to navigate what's going on. And it's the same thing with restaurants. Restaurants are seeing 40% decreases. If you ask restaurant people and you ask nightclub people, they say everything's down. Be like, is it attendance or is it count? Is it sales? And some will say attendance, and that might be their fault, to be honest.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are saying sales, which is fucking scary.
Let me ask you, and I've never actually brought this up. Tipping. Will it stay forever? Does it have an...
yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Could it be one of the reasons why people like, for me, man, I'm honestly just sick of going to restaurants because of the tipping culture. I don't mind paying $100 for the burger, but just tell me it's $100.
Yeah, don't add it on top.
I don't know why I don't like it. And
you don't like it because they've put it, you didn't mind it before when it was just at restaurants and nightclubs. You mind it now because like you go to the grocery store, you go to the convenience store and they're asking you to tip.
Oh,
that's
it's wild.
the problem.
McDonald's,
That's
like
what I'm saying.
It's like,
there's the wildness of where it's at. So that needs to go. But what happened with that was, and believe it or not, it's so stupid. But when they released those new POSs, Moneris and Global and all of that, when they set those up, they didn't take that option out and it stayed on.
Okay.
And then it just became everybody putting it on, and then they started making money off of it.
I see.
And then just kept it in play.
That makes sense.
That's what happened.
Okay.
1,000%, that's what happened. So that's what screwed everything up. And now it's become like, well, if I can make a little bit more money, I'm going to do it, right?
Sure.
It's illegal to keep people's tips, but it's not to say that people. It's not to say that people aren't doing it.
Do you know the POS system that Joey's uses?
Yeah, which one?
Dude, I don't know, man. But every time we were there with a fucking gift card, poor server has to like type in the numbers, and me and my wife are just like, man, they do that to you is brutal. Like you can't just swipe it.
Yeah, they can't.
Gives you the bounce.
Yeah.
They're like sitting there typing in it. It's like
brutal.
I think I emailed Joey's once. I said, guys, come on.
You got to do better here.
Like at least for your staff.
Yeah, 1,000%.
That's like killing time, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. There's so many different like POSs and so many different things that are out there that put things in place. But bro, like it's a really tough time to navigate how things are going. And you know, a lot of businesses like working with me too because I go in and I find them just cost effective ways. Like for example, like one of my clients, you know, we switched them from using Clover to Moneris.
Okay.
You know, it saved them $100,000 a year. Like
crazy.
It's minor stuff that like I know from being in the business and maneuvering it. Like I don't have a degree in business management. I don't have a degree in any of this stuff. I just been around businesses for so long, and I work with volatile businesses. Nightclubs are volatile, so for me to go work for a banquet hall is like, it's like I'm running through like a field of happiness, right? And it's the same thing with the doctor. Like the doctor, I love working with Peak Human. It is so beautiful to work with it because it's not volatile.
Got it.
Nightclubs are volatile.
100%.
And it's why I hate them, but they made me who I am.
It's wild. I'm still DJing.
Yeah.
And coming home at 4.
Yeah.
And it is
Where
really
are you DJing?
Dirty Martini Oakville.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
John.
John.
Yeah,
They do
yeah.
pretty good.
They
do
kill
good numbers,
it.
man. Like Saturdays,
Yeah.
800 people.
Different
like,
market, man.
Yeah.
Different market.
Yeah,
That's amazing. John's still killing it over there. He used to be from Level.
Oh, yeah. I think it's like the longest now running party. It has to
1,000
be at this point.
1,000% he is. That guy's a legend.
I wanted to bring him on the podcast.
You should.
Yeah, he's got so much.
But he's out there.
He was bananas.
Yeah,
everything,
bro.
Man.
He is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that guy in a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's funny because like we're trying to have we have 2 rooms.
Yeah.
In the second room, do promoters exist anymore?
No.
It's a very niche market.
They do.
And I wanted to ask you, like, is it harder promoting now with social media, or was it easier promoting back in the day where, you know?
You know what? I think what happened is that it's no longer cool, and no offense to the promoters that work at 44 that I deal with on a regular basis, but I don't think it's cool to be a promoter anymore. Yeah. It's not.
Back
you know
in
what
the
I mean?
day, we had the badges.
It was cool, bro.
Thing,
you know what I mean?
man.
Like, it was cool. And I think the era, in terms of like big numbers, kind of ended when I was done.
Yeah.
Because like Nick did his thing, and I'm not, like I said, Nick was great. You know, I talked about him earlier. He was kind of like the energy right after me, sort of thing.
Totally.
But he didn't do the numbers and the fluctuation that I was doing. Like I was doing shows and concerts, right? But I think like nobody kind of took that reign, because if you look at the era and you look at the way that it worked, right? There was the Dominic from Club Scenes and MC Slicks and all those guys, and then it transitioned into the, you know, the Billy B&A's and the, I don't know who was first, but whatever. But it was Billy B&A. Like if we look at the nightclub like era, you have Billy B&A and all those guys. Then it transitioned into the ZRF and Adnan and that era.
Yep.
Then it transitioned into the Dynamites, Clean Medias, all of those guys, and you know, obviously Mystery.
Yeah. Okay.
Biggest guy, Marco.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Andrew. Oh my God, Andrew Christoffel. One of the amazing human beings in the world. I want to tell you about him after this, but him. Then you move into my era, which was the Lime and Mickey and us doing our thing, Status, right? It was Status versus Lime, right? And it was a big thing. And then it kind of went into Nick, and Nick was doing his thing, but he wasn't at the level where me and Mickey were doing it, but he was doing great.
It's like
he
you
was doing
guys
big
retired
numbers.
almost.
Yeah, like like we sort of retired, we sort of positioned, like I went into the marketing director role, Mickey went into the ownership role, and he did his thing. And Nick came in, and Nick was in an ownership role, but it was like smaller venues because it wasn't Nick's fault, it's the market changed, right? And we did our things. And then I did a few shows with Nick, and we did a few partnerships and all of that, and it was great. But the point I'm bringing up is like, who came after that? Yeah. And I'm in the business still, and I don't know who came after that. There's still guys doing it, but there's nobody who came in as like a dominant force. Yeah. Like when Nick was doing his shit, Energy was like Stamp. Totally. When I was doing my shit, Lime was a Stamp. Status was a Stamp. Dynamite was a Stamp. Like Mystery Entertainment was a Stamp. Like these were stamps. Wow. You know? Like Lot 332 Fridays was Andrew Mystery and Andy. That was a Stamp. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? There's no more stamps.
Totally.
Who is it? We don't know who's working where. We don't know who's doing what. Yeah. There's 19 promoters working at clubs that, you know, that's 300 person capacities. And I'm like looking at it. Like they're having conversations with me because I'm dealing with their pay of 44. And it's like, I brought 30 people. Like, you know, I want my pay. I want my bottle. I want this. I'm like, but you brought 30 people. Get the fuck out of here. Like 30 people. I could bring that on a snowstorm. Get the fuck out of here.
That's my family.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like leave, go. But that's the norm. So that's one thing that I think has shifted with promoters, and it's very difficult to find promoters, and everything's shifted that way because that old school mentality, that old school bar that we kind of set is no longer there.
So what is the answer? Like, and specifically,
the answer is, and like what we do at 44 is like, I spend a lot of time on booking really good, outrageous talent.
Got it.
Like,
not Brody Jenner though.
Yeah, no. I book 50 Cent.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? Like, I did 50 Cent in a place that holds 350 people.
Oh, that's dope.
And I made it make sense. You know what I mean? You know, we do like Central C. We had Chris Brown. Like, we book shit that's like insane, and I'm ballsy for doing it. Everybody questions me for it and do it for it. And sometimes I either break even or we do well, but it sets the precedent for the club. So that's one of the things I do. And then I mass market the fuck out of it. Like what I do with ads and what I do with, you know, the CRMs and all of that shit makes the venue very successful. And then, you know, you also layer it with one of the best operators in all of Canada, which is Costa, in my opinion. And you layer that with somebody like him, who's a really good operator, where it's like, you know, that service level is just times 10. Okay. He squeezes every dollar from every person because of the service level being as good as it is. So you layer all that. That's how you create something special, right?
Wild.
Yeah, it is wild, but that's really what it is. But I think that once the 44s go and the Centuries go and all of these ones, which they're about to, not 44, but Century and all these other places eventually when they go, I don't know what's going to happen. There's clubs moving down Queen Street, but I don't know if Queen Street's the new vibe.
I don't know, man. For me personally, I feel like I just showed you this parking lot.
Yeah.
I like these unique spaces to host parties.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of really want to have a fucking parking lot party, to be honest.
1,000%.
I really
The
do.
buying habits have changed.
Yeah.
We talked about this outside. The buying habits have changed.
Yeah.
Look at what Matt Campoli and Maddie Tamaris did with the coffee party.
Yeah.
1,000 people at Nodo on a Saturday during the day.
That was cool.
Number one, Matt Campoli and Maddie are probably two of the greatest human beings in the world. Like, so genuine, amazing, great people.
I don't know them.
So Maddie is the owner of Unique Lifestyle, but it's now
sounds familiar.
Now
yes.
Honeycomb.
Okay.
It's Honeycomb now.
Okay.
And he owns, like, he's a partner at Borrow and Myth. And he has like a partnership group with like Ryan Basils and all those guys. They do their thing there. And Matt Campoli is like, he's a realtor, but he's more of an influencer for me, Matt Campoli. Like, he's really popular. He's got like a great podcast. He's got like a great team.
What's the podcast called? Is it?
I want to say, I think it's Money Buys Happiness.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. But anyways, whatever it's called, Matt is like an amazing human being. Like, really one of those, like remember we talked about guys who are genuine and good people? Like, totally. He's a genuinely good person, and so is Maddie.
Cool.
So they created this thing called the coffee party, which is like this day party, which is like at a restaurant, and it's slammed. There's 1,000 people. And it's people our age.
Yeah.
Then you move into, like I was telling you as well, like I booked a party at 44 that came in randomly through an email that emailed the account, like saying, hey, we're this brand in the UK, we're called Bed by 10. We do these day parties that are like, you know, massive club events, but our whole premise is that it's for older people and it's done by 10 p.m. So for me, I'm like, yeah, all day, like, but I want to see how legit you are. Here's, get me a deposit, get me a minimum, all of that stuff. They went through the whole progress. They put it out. They sold it out.
Wild.
500 people, done. They're like, we don't do another one. We want to do another one. We want to do another. And it's like, and now they're booking a bunch of them with me. And I got a great relationship with them. We're working well with each other. But I look at it and I'm like, holy shit, the habits have changed.
This is the new era.
This is the new.
Going out.
So like the young kids, they're all going out at 12, 1 o'clock, believe it or not. That's how late it is. Like, I have to make our nut, I want to like say nut, like our money between 12 to 2. Like, anything before that is just useless. Before, it used to be like 10 o'clock to 11 was useless. Now it's gone and even longer.
Yeah.
So that's the younger era. Excuse me. The older era now, they want to be in bed by 10 because that's what I want to do.
I'm in bed by like 9, man.
I love it.
It's wild.
Except at Dirty Martini.
Except
I'm
at
gonna come.
Dude, that one's.
I'm going to come with you one of these days.
You should, man.
I will.
I'm DJing on Saturday.
Really?
I'm filling in for DJ Bruno this Saturday. And you know what I did?
DJ Bruno.
Yeah.
I heard that guy's
He's
name well.
still kicking it, still killing it. Saturday's definitely a different party than Friday. So come on the days like
I'll come out, man, eventually.
And it's brutal, man. The next day takes a couple days to recover.
For sure.
It's wild.
For sure.
And I'm not drinking.
But see, listen, you're DJing, so it's a little different, right? Like DJing, like that's a passion, that's like a love, that's a different than what I was doing, right? Like I had to go out, I had to go fucking drink and talk to people. Bro, it was 16 to 32.
Yeah.
Talking with thousands of people every week. Like, dude, I hate talking with people now. Like, I'm very selective with who I want to speak to. I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's truth. Like, I'm very selective with what I want to do with my life because I don't want to spend my time that. Like, I say no to stags, I say no to parties. Like, I don't care. People think like I'm mean, but it's not. Like, I've served everybody enough. Like, I'm good.
I'm with you. And
so for me, DJing, if I was a DJ, I'd probably still be DJing because it's a passion.
But can I tell you, man, when people come to you and they're breaking your fucking balls,
I
had this convo with your boy.
Who?
Nick Asworld. And we were just talking about like, dude, man, just do your research about what club you're at.
Yeah.
Fucking listen to the songs you want to listen to before you fucking come. Don't break my fucking balls. We're not going to fucking play it right when you ask for it.
No.
So I'm dealing with more logistics than fucking DJing. And I'm told my wife it wasn't because it funds Daddy Day Club for me, basically.
Yeah,
I'm using that money and like, you know, I'm trying to keep the dream alive, but I'm like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore, man.
No, and that's the problem, man. It's like it's crazy how things have like transitioned, right? And that's why, like for me, bro, like I'm fucking over it. Like I don't care anymore, bro. Like I just don't care anymore. Like this is how I am. Like I just want to make my clients money, make money, chill with my kid, and ride on to the sunset. You know, like and it's fun. Like the job that I have too. Like I I did a crazy project in Bahamas.
Oh, that's
Like
cool. I saw that.
Yeah.
And because I don't know if we're gonna have time for this, but you had that sick Toltec festival.
Yeah,
that was
like
a lot
of
the start
fun,
of
man.
some next level shit with Chucky. You had a little John.
Tiësto. That was crazy. That was like, that took years off my life.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because bro, I was going to Cancun, Mexico for the Canadian American spring break, and we were running the festival for 3 weeks.
Wild.
The amount of weird shit that happened during that time.
I'm sure, man.
Oh, dude, we used to have a condo, and it was strange. Like, I'm not even gonna, babe, I won't talk about it. Like, I'm not gonna talk about it from. It was like a weird time, and that's how I became friends with all the DJs.
That's cool.
They're still like some of my best friends, like Marlon Bassjackers. I still talk to him once a week. Mac J is one of my best friends. Talk to him once a week. These guys are still like family to me because it all started from Mexico.
Of course.
Which is crazy.
And it was like we were there when it first started, this EDM scene. What a time it was. So
it
holds like a special
place
in my heart.
Spring break was nuts, bro. But like it's so crazy how many of those milestones, like from the spring break to the Drake show that we did with the Play Noir. Like there were so many things that, bro, I could be here all day. Like it's just, there's a lot of fun, man. But like for me, I like what I was going with the Bahamas thing. I don't want to touch on it too much. I just want to say it is like, I brought my kid there and my wife there for 10 days while I worked.
Oh, cool.
So like I had a place to stay there, had everything covered, food, the whole 9 yards. And I helped launch this, basically events-based nightclub restaurant. It was like a fusion of a little bit things and a pool that was there. And they hired me for 6 months. I did my job. I went in and went out. I built them. I launched a Bohemian Italian fusion food, which was never done before. Cool. Brought Drake Chef in to curate it. And it was incredible. But what was beautiful about it, where I was going with this is, he's like, I get to do this stuff and I get to bring my kid over there. So we spent 10 days in Bahamas. Like, it was the best.
That's dope.
It's the best. And I was working during the day and coming back. I was just like, it's amazing, right? Because like, it's fun, man. So that's for me is like winning, Like my kid still to this day tells me like, when are you going to Bahamas? I'm like, because his fish died when we were gone, and I told him that he went to the Bahamas. So he thinks his fish is in the Bahamas. He's not. He's in Lake Ontario right now.
What are some like challenges of being a parent, would you say?
The biggest thing with being a parent, at least for me, is I don't want to fuck it up.
Yeah. Straight
out, man. You have those moments where things go down and you kind of wonder if you're doing the right thing or not. Yeah. And for me, that's my biggest thing is like, I'm such a perfectionist and I want to make sure things do well by so many people. And I'm very much a people pleaser that for me, my son now is like my biggest project. Yeah. He's the thing I'm the most proud of. He's the thing that I want everything for. So not that I'm going to fuck it up for anybody else, but am I going to fuck it up for him? Yeah. So that's the biggest thing. So like when he has his meltdown, I don't get mad at him. I look at me. What did I do wrong? And then I look at my wife. What did you do wrong? And it's usually my wife first than me, but you know what I mean? Like, but that's my challenge, right? Because you want to make sure everything's right and you don't know if it is or isn't. And you never will. And that's the problem, right? It's like, oh, he's having meltdowns right now. Am I giving him too much sugar? Yeah. Am I spoiling him too much? Am I doing this? Am I the bad parent? Because that's how I look at things. I don't look at other people. I look at me. Even when people would do bad shit to me, I did something to allow that. It's not that person. Because that person is that person. So for my son, I'm shaping something that is my biggest project. My Drake show, my Disclosure show, my opening up a club. Everything I've done in this life is nothing compared to that. Yeah. That is the most important project. So my biggest challenge is making that better than I've done anything in my life.
I didn't know this, but by the time your kid reaches 6, 80% of their brain is already developed.
Wow.
So like that really
is the most
hits.
important time.
That's really crazy.
That's what it is, man.
I like your outlook.
I hope so, bro. I hope I do well by him, man. That's and
I'm sure you are, buddy.
And I hope I hope one day we get another one, man. Okay. I want to. Yeah. We're trying. We'll see if it hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wild. I don't think we're gonna have to.
No.
Yeah, I think it's one.
Teach their own, bro. Yeah. Like Joe I think is good with. From what I've heard, they're good with one, but like that works for them, right? Mm-hmm. Me, I want a girl. I really want a girl. You have a girl? Yeah. Like I want a girl so badly, but the person who wants a girl more than anybody in the entire world is my wife.
All right.
She's a dance teacher. Cool. She wants to put her through that dance. Not that my son can't dance, but my son he says he's not dancing. Yeah. She wants that girl. Like she's just gonna like take that girl and make her. My wife's like a competitive dance teacher. Oh, like she's awesome. World renowned. Like she's incredible. Yeah, she's incredible what she does. So this kid's gonna be like ballerina supreme and
Okay.
My wife will do what she does with her, right? Not even ballet. She doesn't do
Amazing.
ballet, but you understand what I mean. Like she's gonna
Totally.
be like incredible. So hopefully, God willing,
Yeah,
you know.
totally, man.
Yeah.
Usually, how we end the podcast, we ask 2 questions. The first
Sure.
question is, if you could have any artist, dead or alive, perform at your wedding, who would it be? Besides Joe Ghost and Matt.
He did perform at my wedding.
There you go.
Dead or alive? Chester Bennington.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Linkin Park.
Yeah.
My favorite band.
Cool.
Him or Eddie Vedder from Pro Jam.
Okay,
One of those two.
sweet.
My wife wouldn't like it, but I would.
What would your wife say?
My wife? I mean, I kind of gave her dream when I booked the Backstreet Boys and when I did a private show with them.
You're lying.
I did the Backstreet Boys. I did a private show with the Backstreet Boys. It was
Get out.
I did it in Rogan, Mississauga.
Dope.
It was an official after party, and I spent the day with the Backstreet Boys.
Sick.
And I had my wife hang out with them, and my wife's like a diehard.
So
like
you-
my wife toured the world with her.
So you basically won.
Like I
Your
won
life
the
is-
world.
That's it.
Like I won the world. Like
Cool.
I never like I know we gotta go, but I'll make it quick. Like I remember I always get calls and I work from downstairs
Yeah.
and I have my phone on the speaker and the agent called me like, hey, like do you want to do the Backstreet Boys official after party? It comes with 3 of them. Do you want to do it? And my wife was upstairs and I heard running down the stairs. Do it. I'm like, chill, like relax. Like,
Yeah.
what am I gonna do it? Like, I gotta find a place to do it. Like, it's like I don't own the clubs now. She's like, no, you have to do it, blah, blah, blah. And I forgot how much it was. So I ended up trying to sell it to 44. 44 is like, we're not doing this. Like, it's just too old for us. So I ended up convincing Rogue to do it, and we did it with Rogue, and it was the craziest thing. We spent the day with them. But my wife is like, she would like, as a kid, would travel like those, you know, those girls that used to travel, stay outside those. Like she was that kind of weirdness.
We went to Nick Carter's "Who I Am"
Okay.
concert.
Okay.
So like,
So she was a diehard. So like we
Cool.
spent like I did sound check with them at the venue. Like we talked with AJ.
AJ's one.
No, it's the other one, the short one.
There's AJ, Brian,
Keep going.
Howie.
Howie.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of time talking with Howie, and I was showing Howie pictures of my kid because my kid's blonde hair, blue eyes, and so was his.
Yeah.
And he's like, people thought my kid was adopted. I'm like, same here.
That's
It's like we had a whole
hilarious.
conversation. So I won that one. So if my wife's would be the Backstreet Boys,
Okay.
answer that question.
That's pretty sick.
Sorry, I'm taking it off.
No, not at all,
Yeah.
man. That's pretty dope. Last question.
Yeah.
If you can invite somebody here to be on the podcast, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know. There's a lot of people that I think are cool that would be really dope for this podcast. It has to be a dad, right?
To be honest, we've had Nick is not a dad. We got
Oh,
him on,
Nick
so it
Nick
doesn't-
from Ads World?
Yeah.
I thought he had a kid because when you had him on here, I was like, did Nick have a kid and not tell me? I don't know, man.
I'm really shocked you're not saying Joe Ghost.
I was thinking Joe, but I don't think Joe's at a different point in his life. I don't even know if he would want to even do a podcast no matter what it was.
Can I tell
you know what I mean?
I don't know why I'm so intrigued. I would love to have him.
He is the most interesting man in the world. Like, dude, he is very interesting.
I think
he's very disciplined.
And I think just
He has like 0% body fat, bro.
oh yeah,
It's nuts.
yeah. He wore those cool like
You
he had,
know,
he had cool fashion lines.
He's insane, bro. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got like a short company right now called Set.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, it is killing
Oh,
it.
wow.
He's doing so well with it. It's sick.
I heard we're
It's like
doing
it's like comfortable shorts.
I heard we're doing a Daddy Day Club
That's what I told him. We
collaboration.
should do a collaboration. It'd be sick.
I want to have him, man.
I think he'd be cool on this. Joe is at a different point in his life where he's just like
I
he's
hear
zen.
you. Yeah.
Like Joe's zen. Like he's like, I'll call him like, hey Joe, like, oh bro, I'm so annoyed that this guy did this to us, like a client. He goes, oh, it's okay, you know, life's still great. I'm like, Joe, get mad, man. Like this is not okay. Like he's just zen.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think for me because just
He'd be cool.
seeing him and seeing you guys do your thing when
Yeah.
the prom of EDM was special.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think it'd be cool to have him.
You know what'd be cool too? It'd be maybe one of the owners of 44 Wyatt. Wyatt would be
Alright.
really interesting. He's a very interesting guy.
Bring him.
And he has
Let's
2
do it.
kids.
Let's do
He has
it.
2 kids. And he's very interesting. He's probably one of the most interesting
Then it'll be
people.
hilarious.
Yeah.
All
It's,
right.
it's just a little awkward and he's really tall. So
Okay.
it'll be a funny podcast.
So
that's for sure.
Wyatt,
But Joe for sure.
will.
I just like I said, Joe
We started following him yesterday.
he's zen.
Yeah,
Joe's
yeah.
zen right now.
Yeah. We'll work on it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. I appreciate
All
you.
right.
You did a lot.
Appreciate it, man. This is a lot of fun, man. Thank you.